Hey Sagittarius, how are you guys? So I have been gone a minute. We can talk about that another time. Let's talk about you guys. Oh, how about that? You could be dealing with a Capricorn. Oh my gosh, look at this. We've got Capricorn and, the Devil card and the Death card. So, hopefully this is about something toxic coming to an end. There may be a need also, I'm feeling like a black obsidian, some need to maybe protect yourself, protect your energy, cleanse your energy. This is kind of feeling a little bit like it could be a habit or an addiction. We'll see. Look at that, a tower. Let's see. Your energy. So overall, we've got something toxic or addictive or obsessive coming to an end. Your energy, Two of Cups, equal give and take. Interesting. Split the deck right at the Hierophant, which is a number 5. Fives also can often mean strife and conflict. I'm going to take that. I wasn't planning on it, but I just put it down before I even thought about it. So, okay. Hierophant, that's high-level relationship. It could be counseling. It could be somebody telling you that things are a bit toxic or a bit off. You could be getting or be needing to voice how you feel to somebody older, wiser, that can help you. I feel like Sagittarius, there may be an element. Let me see if I can adjust this light a little bit. I was in bed. I wasn't planning on doing this reading, so let me see. Let me fix this for you real quick. Let's get a little better lighting here. You may be having a hard time deciphering and being able to tell what's norm and what's not, like inability to, or questioning, I should say, your own judgment. This Hierophant with this Two of Cups is two people who love each other and give, two people who see eye to eye. So I feel a challenge there, though, and it may have to do with communication and balance. It feels like somebody's not listening, okay, or not being heard. Okay, let's keep going. How are you guys? I sure love you. If you guys would please hit thumbs up if you like the video, even if you don't, that'd be great. Seriously. It helps it get circulated. Of course, if you know I'm kind of kidding. Anyway, the Magician. What are we creating here? Have we created a situation? Oh, I hate to say it. I feel like there's some need to say, and so forgive me if this isn't you. Don't get offended, or do if you want, but somebody needs to hear this, so don't take it personal if it's not for you. I feel like there's a situation of possibly an injustice. We had that Justice card, remember, and unequal give and take in a high-level relationship. So, but I also feel like it's partially because of some created over-giving on someone's part, or over-forgiving, or over-generosity, and so that can set a very wrong tone. This is also could indicate some codependency, which is basically, I don't feel valuable unless I give, and I have to prove my value. Something like that could be going on, okay? For out of 5 of the cards that we have out are major arcana. So, oh my. Do you see that? Can you guys see these? King of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. I mean, in the flip side of this, it looks like somebody very stable is looking at something very, you know, 10 of Cups, that's a lot of love, happy family, happy home, happy wife, happy life. Let me look at these real close. And look at this, bottom of the deck, abundance. So what's the problem here? What a complicated reading. Oh, goodness. Yeah, okay. So somebody, I'm kind of feeling like there might be some infidelity. Or a karmic, some drama queen causing conflict, but it's, you know, kind of a ruthless energy. Some sort of element of not caring if who they hurt. Somebody may be speaking badly of others or of you specifically. I hate to say that because, you know, don't take that if it's not happening. Don't let that convince you something's happening if you don't already know about it, okay? But there's some toxic energy here. In what looks to be like could be, would be, should be. Oh! That was my cat. She just sneezed. How cute is that? It was something that should be happy and stable. There's a huge interruption in it. Goodness. Okay. I was just about to ask for another card for down here. Let's see. Since it showed us 2. So here, there's a need for or there's 2 3s here. 3s are like my major number. Also, I'm feeling there's a need to maybe, I was asking for signs, and I was getting clouds. So you guys pay attention to the clouds. Look and see if you see shapes or something in the clouds. Maybe observe nature. That could be part of it. But there's 2 3s here. This 3 of Pentacles is collaboration, working together. This person, now I've got you up here and someone else down here. The roles could be reversed, but whoever this energy is down at the bottom, this person is typically very stable, gives a lot, very generous, loving, cooperative, and then there's that kind of like the pain, heartbreak. Somebody came in and disrupted a beautiful, and there's some greed here too, you guys. How gorgeous is this card, this Fool card? Taking a break from filming was actually really, I think, good for me because it kind of reset. You know, being a reader is, it's I don't know how to verbalize what I'm feeling, but it's kind of like when you start feeling pressure, like you have to read, then you use when you shouldn't read because you're altered. You know, you aren't as open. Your communication, your receiving messages is not as clear. So anyway, I think the break was good, but I am hoping to totally be back on track. Here's Wisdom, an owl, waiting up at night, Wheel of Fortune. Lots of mental energy. I'm also feeling there's some strategy here. It looks here like we have a woman in bed. So I'm feeling elderly woman. I might need to pull the Kipper deck. Wheel of Fortune, forward motion, money, big changes. The wheels are turning. Lots of gears turning, grinding, lots of moving parts. This Fool card, 0. You know, the Fool it's like this perfect balance. If I'm too, I feel like there's something to do with, am I too giving or am I not, to the point where it's hard to even know keep a balanced idea of who's right and wrong. And at that point, you really got to quiet your mind and go in and meditate. Here's either a selfish energy or this Four of Pentacles is I just picked up on selfishness, but it typically is a fear of lack. I'm afraid to lose. I'm afraid to miss out on something, so I'm going to hold on tighter. And there's feels like a back and forth energy of holding on tight. Not letting go will keep me from losing something, someone. But then there's a flip side or a question of actually walking away will help me gain more affection from them or them miss me. There's a very mixed, not sure what to do energy here. A feeling left out in the cold. Do you see that? You've got a strong connection here, and you're dealing with somewhere in this, you or them. For a lot of you, I think it might be who you're dealing with is actually a very solid, decent, good person, but either made a mistake, got involved with something came in and threw a big monkey wrench. This dragonfly is standing out to me. In order to regain some stability and some clear, there's a big question of which way do I go? Like self-doubt, not even sure of how you feel, if it's accurate. I feel like that's becoming pretty common though lately, where it's like we are so overstimulated by information that we could see both sides. We could see, oh, maybe I'm giving too much, or well, on the flip side of that, it's just very backwards, or back and forth, I should say. I'm going to grab a different deck. Yes, confusion, uncertainty, trying to figure it out, but it's just not getting anywhere. Look at this, is bottom of the deck. I haven't even drawn yet, but Two of Swords, feeling blinded. But see, this High Priestess, she goes within. Her eyes are closed. She's not relying on all the voices in the world here. She's going within. I think that's this one came out first, the Seven of Cups. And then, or was at the very bottom. And at the very last one, remember I said I felt strategy. I didn't say it, but I was feeling like a checkers or like a game of chess type thing. And here we have an Emperor who is, very strong and controlling. And you know what? Before I go further, let me see if I can figure out who our major players are. Sagittarius, I'm also picking up on a lot of hard work. Don't stop. It is not wasted. Okay. How sweet is that little photo? I've never even seen this. So you've got what looks like a mouse. Cute little mouse. I'm not sure what that means. But see, the bread and the apples are eaten. Look at that, Two of Cups. Interesting. Is this the Kipper deck? Why does it look so weird? Oh, this isn't Kip. This is, oh wow, I grabbed the wrong deck. This is the Gilded Reverie. Okay, well, maybe I was supposed to take this. Let's see. The Kipper deck is often very helpful when, I was going to say, look, these don't look like they've even been touched. I don't think I've ever used them. So the Kipper deck is helpful when you're trying to figure out who's who. I'll tell you who our main players are. We've got you, we've got someone else. There is a very solid, stable, generous energy here. But there's hurt, there's pain, there's a hiccup, there's something toxic in here. Somebody's throwing everything off. There's also an element of greed and money, stability, a fear of not having enough. Okay, I'm not sure I was feeling that one. I felt like I needed to go a little bit lower. So let's see. We have I don't really know how to read these, so this is all going to be intuitive. This looks like a world card, though. This also indicates memories, childhood is what I'm getting. Okay, so here we've had children. I felt children earlier in a castle, a fairy tale. 2 castles. You see this? It'd be nice to know what these cards meant. Let me see. Thank you. A weeping willow. Something about wishes and dreams. Oh, okay. Marriage just came through. And moon. Okay, I'm going to pull a card from the moon deck just because I felt I needed to earlier and I forgot. And then this moon card comes out. It says something changes your life. There's family sorrow. A marriage, there might be a marriage ending, obstacles to overcome. Doesn't necessarily mean it's ending. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember that first card? It had those mice and it had bread. And I so closely came to say breaking the bread. But this is bread again, period of prosperity and abundance. And here we have stubborn, a mule. Somebody is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. All right, I feel like there's probably a mother, a mother-in-law, a grandmother, a mature woman who is negatively influencing something here. Or she's got some sort of place in this, whoops, concern. So there's, okay, concern. I don't know, you guys, I'm kind of feeling manipulation, and look at that, another house. Another castle-looking home. So something maybe Victorian style, some sort of house or... Interesting. There's like looks like the capital, the United States in the background. But this absolutely does not look like, that looks more like Transylvania to me, the house. This does not look like America, but that does look like the capital, so I don't know where else that could be. And there's marriage again. Main male, change again, false person. Wow. You guys, somebody is, there's some sort of, I don't want to push or promote, or, you guys know I don't like to talk about the doom and gloom, but there's somebody you need to watch out for. There's someone is correctly being concerned. I feel like this concerned person is hesitating to communicate. Maybe this is a counselor or somebody in a high position, but I feel like there's a kind of a biting. See how his mouth is covered? Maybe that's why I picked it up. I'm not sure. But there's a hush hush kind of like, let's just hope for the best, when somebody is not wanting to say what's actually happening. That looks like it has to do with money. There's a false person. I do believe she's a female. And this main male is changing. I think being influenced. Maybe there's a mother. See, there's a false mask here. Somebody's pretending to be something they might not. It might be this main male, but I am picking up a pretty good energy from a main male. So, anything else? You guys let me know in the comments how this makes sense. If it makes sense. I told you, main female. Okay, I'm going to take these because they just popped off my finger. New home, new attitude. Okay, that explains the home. So there is a little bit of a move. Somebody might be trying to marry for money, something like that. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. So this is absolutely a warning. Wow. Ugh, don't like readings like that. Let's see, what else? You guys, let's do a yes/no question. So you guys I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a pendulum at the end. So you guys be thinking about a question, okay? So that you can be ready. Let's see if we can get some advice. There's a warning here. Somebody is being negatively influenced. It's affecting a home, family situation. It has to do with money. Okay, hold on. I'm getting something with advice coming through. Hold on 1 moment. There's a sense of distraction. So I think in the beginning we had an element of not knowing whether you were right or wrong, starting to question yourself. That probably is tied into this deceptive person. It might be some gaslighting going on, okay, or some narcissism that's making somebody question their own reality. I think that's what this is. And then I'm also getting something about feeling distracted, like feeling like, are you addicted to social media? Maybe, but maybe it's just that you're utilizing distractions to avoid pain. And so maybe there's some helpful benefit to being aware of that. That instead of just digging down and trying to solve this or come up with a solution in your head, somebody once said something to me that I will never forget, because I was never right. Growing up, I was always told, you're doing it wrong. Don't do that. This, blah, blah, blah. It's a very messed up way to raise a kid. We really need to teach our kids, you'll figure it out. I trust your decision making. You're a strong decision maker. There's no right or wrong. Either way you go, if it's a mistake, then you're going to grow from it, instead of being put down constantly. I'm feeling something like that here. And maybe there's a need to actually address something rather than avoid. And then there's these little social media dopamine kicks we get, or sense of accomplishment, or sense of recognition that we get from being on social media. And it's damaging, because it kind of messes up our natural dopamine, because dopamine is supposed to come through effort, not non-effort, right? Something like that. But just know, all the times you distract yourself, it could be overworking, using work or overworking as a distraction. But there's something with distraction, and just to be aware that community and pathway. Just be mindful that it may not be that you're addicted so much as that you're just desperately wanting a distraction. Okay? Because if it wasn't whatever it is now, Instagram, TikTok, Netflix, whatever. Before that, it maybe was Facebook, or before that it was TV, or before it's something like that. And the best way to get away, I also feel there's a need to say to someone to stop defending yourself when you know you're right. Maybe it's better to care a little bit less about what people think, and stop feeling like you have to prove yourself. Is that a spider on my wall? Distract yourself from other things. Focus on things that improve you and make you feel good. There might be a need to get sun on your face. I'm surprised we didn't get the sun card. Oh, look at what's at the... Oh my gosh, look. Bottom of the deck. I was going to say, I'm surprised we didn't get the sun card, or the strength card. Leo energy. I don't know. I guess I didn't say it, but I was feeling lion. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So the sun card is also Leo. I always put those two. The Strength and the Sun are like one card to me. They're not, but they just coincide in my mind. Confidence is your key to success. So I do feel like there's a need to say, you don't have to impress others as much as you need to impress yourself. Treat yourself like your child self. How would you support the child within you? How would you encourage the child within you? You know, the more somebody's putting you down, the more you feel like you need to prove themselves. Something like that, okay? Your dreams need a practical plan. So there's that distraction. There might be a tendency to distract. Here's new moon in Sagittarius. Don't let your past hold you back, and nothing will come of the situation. So those were just laying there. So confidence, your dreams need a practical plan. So maybe it would be beneficial to just take a piece of paper and write down 3 goals. What do you want? And that may be a project on its own, but sometimes it's better to put pen to paper. It's easier that way. And then you could write down, like, what are my steps? Just there's something that needs a plan, and it needs to, I think, be either typed on a computer. It needs to be visual. Maybe a vision board. There's something that you can do to help get past some procrastination or avoidance, okay? Which is totally not like you. I feel like somebody might be putting you down. I'm going to grab another oracle deck here too, but I wanted to let you guys ask a yes/no question, okay? So take a deep breath. Let me grab one more oracle. Oops. I don't know, should I move it since it's kind of moving around? We'll see. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of this thing. That's why I don't do it half the time, because it says try again. Let me get it on a flatter surface. Try again. That could be an answer. If somebody said, if your question was, should I try again? There you go, right? All right, I'm going to pull one more oracle. You're going to get a yes. Oh, it's a maybe. Okay. I think there's a lot up in the air. Look at that. Endings and beginnings. Callie. That's my cat's name. Of course, hers is with a C for California. Let's see. 69. And she's a calico. You guys know I like double meanings. Okay. So it says, I sing praises to those whose hearts accept the universal order. It says the old must be released so that the new can enter. So that could be an energy. It could be a person, okay? I sing praises to those whose hearts accept the universal order, which appears to be chaotic and ever-changing. In actuality, everything is designed down to the smallest detail to be in perfect operation. The dance of the universe is a happy one, with energy swirling and twirling in a never-ending celebration of life itself. Join this dance, dear one, and enjoy the remarkable journey of the weavings of the story of your life. Do not fear what happens. Oh, and I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. It says, do not fear what appears to be a change or a loss. Do not fear what appears to be a change or a loss. We had a ton of change energy here. Okay, we started off with an ending. It's only a transitioning orbit of an energy interplaying with you and your loved ones. So embrace it as evidence that you are alive. Embrace your deepest emotions as a signal of your true essence. It also says your current changes are for the best. Keep your thoughts positive, as they are very powerful. What appears to be a loss is really a beginning of a new happy phase. Let the past go. It's time to move on. So I feel like whatever is going on here is being forced for a reason. It's like you can't keep running from the storm. You know, I love that analogy of